Good evening, everybody, and welcome back. Sammy here at Sammy J Stitches, and this is a new vlog week. Here on my channel, we discuss cross stitch every week, most of the time. Sometimes I even get into a daily vlog. Look for that in May. Okay, so today is Monday, March 30th. If you watched last week's video, I literally just pressed off and back on, so you've seen what I look like. Okay. So we're going to not only go over what I'm going to do tonight, but kind of give you a game plan for the week. First is daily 30, and I will be working on Mini Alice in a Jolly Dream every day for 30 minutes. That being said, I didn't do so good last week. I only managed 3 days. We're gonna focus and try and get at least 5 this week. Gotta do better. Then, okay, so I don't have all my projects with me just yet. But here's the game plan. Tonight, tomorrow night are homework nights. Wednesday is scavenger hunt. Thursday and Friday are whatever pieces, and then Saturday is one of my focus pieces. So, let me go over what I have decided to do for homework this week. It looks like Enchanted Stitches is not putting up one this week. So I don't have one for that, and I do have the monthly too, so we'll kind of briefly go over that. Alright, so for this week in Magical Stitches, first we need something farm related, and I'm going to go with Spangled because it kind of looks like it's a sheep farm. There's several sheep on a hill by the house. And I'm also going to use that same design for something that reflects the outside because it has a yard and landscape, trees, that sort of thing. And in daily 30, no, I'm not using it in daily 30. So those two are oh, no, okay. So then also you need something by a male designer. From what I understand, Modern Folk Embroidery is a husband-wife team, so that counts, I think. Maybe I should check that before I say that. Hold on. Okay, so it's a male on the About Me. Okay, so it's designed by a man. It doesn't say his name, but it shows a picture of him. So there's that. So I'm using Modern Folk Embroidery for that, and also for something with a tail because it has birds and birds have tail feathers. I'm not sure that's entirely considered a tail, but yeah. Okay, so that finishes up School of Magical Stitches, except that we have to post our top 5 projects. I'm not sure what I'm going to put for those. Probably, Forever and Ever, and Mini Alice in a Jolly Dream, Dash Away, Miss Ladybug, Once Upon a Fairy Tale. Okay, for daily 30, something that I thought was going to be short and turned out to be really long is probably my Guardians of Notre Dame. I thought I was going to finish it within the year, and now we're heading into the 3rd year with it. We are. That's just silly. That should not have happened. Something that's fake that I wish was real. Or no, a fake version of something, like a toy version of it. So I went with Haunted Mansion because it kind of looks like a dollhouse. You know, like that you could play with. Something with a tail for Modern Folk Embroidery. Something that I wish exists that doesn't. I'm going to go with House Targaryen because it's got the dragons on it. And though I think it would be dangerous for dragons to be alive at this point in time with all the people, yeah, I think it would be really cool. So something that grows on a tree. Forever and Ever has those big flowers. Those can be grown on a tree. And you need something with the word April. I don't have anything in my daily 30. For the monthly for Magical Stitches, we have to decide Beast or Sea. I'm probably going to go with House Targaryen there too, because a dragon is a beast. Flowers, forever and ever. Something that I've exiled, probably legendary creatures, because you all know I never want to work on that one. Something with 3 similar items. I haven't figured that one out yet. I would have to look through pictures and figure out which one will work. Because I know I have stuff with 2 of the similar things, but I'm not sure about 3. Modern folk embroidery might work there. I'm sure it has the same Quaker motifs over and over again. Anyway, and then the movie, I'll be watching Aladdin at some point. Pretty much I just have to sit down and stitch whenever my kids put it on, because they've been watching it incessantly since the new live version came out. They love it. So that gets you all caught up on where I am. Oh, also got some of my Happy Mail. I'm still waiting on some, but I did get some today. These are my fabrics from Valkyrie Stitchworks. I'll try to remember to link her below. So this is a 28 count Lugana. Oh my goodness, I hadn't even opened it yet. How gorgeous is that? So I love the way that turned out. And this is a 22 count Hardanger. I thought it was 28 when I said me please, but it's okay. I'll make it work. Or y'all. Wow. I'm really thinking that needs something monochromatic on it. I'm really kind of thinking those dragons that Jessie Marie's doing. I can't remember the name of them, but I'll have to look into them because that would look really good on there. All right, so that is it. I'm going to get to stitching. I think I'm fixing to pull out Spangled. Work on Spangled. I need a minimum of 600 stitches on it. And then we'll see what's next. So I will check in with y'all later this evening. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. It is almost time for me to go. Like, it took me all night to get these 600 stitches. I don't know why. But I finished 625 stitches on Spangled. So as you can see, like, all of this is new. The border's now officially done except for that one stitch. And but there's like some more of this design and the beginning of the house right here. So still got quite a bit more to do to get my page finished for this, which is my whip goat goal. And you know, this one got drawn this month, but that's still 600 stitches is a good little dent in it. Probably need about 1,500 more. And I've got to put this up. My release should be here soon. So I will check in with y'all tonight. We will be working on modern folk embroidery. Bye. Good evening, everybody. It is almost midnight. It's Monday, March 31st. I kind of dove right into stitching and forgot to get on here and say hi. So I gotta pull some stuff out because I've been roaring and going, but it was the end of the month and then all this stuff starts on the 1st, and that was about an hour ago for the East Coast, so a lot of the games have started, so I've got some interesting stuff to talk about. Anyway, excuse me, I have the hiccups because I just ate not too long ago. Okay, first, did we talk about what I worked on last night? I don't know. I'm going to assume we did. I will check after this. If we didn't, I'll pull it out later. So then the first thing I worked on tonight was the modern folk embroidery, because I needed it for a male designer. And so I put 300 stitches into it. But that was all I needed it for, so it went away rather quickly. So that's where I'm at. So I think, oh, this flower needs to be frogged. So I didn't feel like frogging tonight, so I continued along on some of this other stuff. I have this, I think I'm almost to the bottom of the page, or the first release of this. So, I was just on Virtual Stitchers and they saw me talking to you. They couldn't hear me, but they saw me. Anyway, so the January piece, and then February, March, April, is all along the top. So I don't know how that became turn my video back on. Anyway, so I did that, and then I was like, oh, I forgot to do my daily 30. So I had to rush to get my daily 30 in by midnight Charles time, which is 11 my time. So I did my stitches. I finished this block. It was about 21 stitches because I kept getting distracted. People kept texting me, stuff like that. So I got those in. So then next I went to my Guardians because I've already worked on Guardians once this month. The internet just went out. I need to work on this on a homework day because the rest of the week I'm not gonna be able to work on it because I've already worked on it. So I've only done a few stitches up in here. So I'm working on it, and I think I'm gonna put at least 500 stitches in it tonight, or that's my goal. And the games I'm playing. So sorry, I'm telling you, I've been really distracted tonight. Deal or no deal, or stitch or no stitch. So I picked case number 4, and that's the case I'm going to hold till the end unless I make a deal with the dealer. And I know why the internet went out. it's April 1st. So then you pick 3 cases to eliminate. Your goal is to try and get entries into drawings, into the drawings there at Semi-Sane. So my first case was 100 stitches. And let me just go ahead and show you this diagram so you get an idea of what we're looking at. So these are what's in each of the cases. We go from 25 stitches all the way up to 1500 stitches, 1 to 10 on the regular entries, and 1 to 25 on the grand prize entries. So basically you want this 25 grand prize entries to be in case number 4. At least I do. Everybody's is different. We have more than proven that on virtual stitches tonight. So I got 100 stitches, I got 500 stitches, and I lost 10 grand prize entries. So now I have to complete those 600 stitches. The dealer will tell me, okay, if you stop stitching now, I'll give you this many entries. And I say stitch or no stitch, and I either continue stitching to see if the 25 grand prize entries are in my case 4 or what is in the case 4 anyway. So 600 stitches I have to do this time. I've lost the 10, so we'll see how that goes. Also, Frogs and Stitches has started, so it's kind of like Chutes and Ladders. I've never played Chutes and Ladders before, so this is going to be all new to me. I made my first roll, which is a 6, which landed me on space number 7, because number 1 is the start space. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which is 125 stitches. So I do those stitches, excuse me, and then roll again. So it's kind of like Monopoly in that I keep playing, try and get across around the board or up the board as many times as possible for as many entries as possible. There is like a lily pad type thing in the middle where we can draw cards, and that affects us. I guess if you land on the space that has the ladder, you move up the ladder. If you land on the space with the frog, you slide down the frog. So we'll see how that goes. So yeah, I'm gonna get to stitching on this, and I will check in with y'all later tonight. Good morning, everybody. I have had a sneezing fit because apparently there's dust. Probably on this heater. Whew. Unplug that. So anyway, I got 600 stitches done on Guardians of Notre Dame. So finished the back stitching on this one, all the back stitching on this one, and a good portion of this. I finished off the dark green. I just have a little bit of medium green and a lot of the light green back stitching. And then this one, do have a little bit of border still going on around there. And it's all done. We're getting so close. I did think about maybe making this my new scavenger hunt piece, but like, as fast as it stitched up tonight, I know I would only need like maybe 3 scavenger hunts to get it done. And I just feel like Autumn Wraith needs that extra time. This one will get it when it needs it. It'll be done by the end of the year. I'm not even worried about that. So we're going to give Autumn Wraith a little extra time. And remember, tomorrow is my... Goodness, I'm sorry. Scavenger hunt day. So I'll be working on Autumn Wraith once I declare it. Forever and Ever. And Mini Alice and a Dolly Dream. And of course, I'm still doing the daily on it too. So there's that. I think I'm done stitching for tonight. I may put the other thing on the Q-snap and throw a few stitches into it, but really I've got like 30 minutes. So what would be the next thing? Let's see. Let's go with Haunted Mansion, because I can work on it Thursday after Scavenger Hunt. So Haunted Mansion, we'll go ahead and see where that's at, and then I'll put it on the Q-snap. By Tiny Modernist, because it fits a few prompts and stuff. Mostly something that like you could have a toy version of. So kind of reminds you of like a dollhouse. And my goal on this is to get 2 rooms done. Fully done. So even though these are partially completed, they could count towards getting those fully completed. Because I think all this is done. Well, I gotta put the ghost in. I still kind of like him like that though, because you could tell he's there, but you can't see him. So he's even more ghost-like. So on this needs lights. But anyways, if I can get these 2 rooms done, that'll be my goal for the year. So. All right, I'm going to let y'all go. I will check in with y'all tonight. Good evening, everybody. It is Wednesday, April 1st. It's April Fool's Day, y'all. Biggest April Fool's is the world right now, right? So my daughter did pull an April Fool's joke on my son. So I guess at some point they were roughhousing and playing, and he kicked her in the knee. And she said it didn't even hurt that bad. But she put a bunch of makeup on it to make it look super bruised. And then when we got up, she tattled. She was like, and I'm not any good at this. I do not do well with, like, acting. So I was like, I can't do it. Tell your dad. So she tells her dad what she did. And then when Ryan comes back in the room, she's like, Daddy, look at my knee. Ryan kicked me and there's this big old bruise. And my husband goes off. He's like, what the hell, Ryan? What were you thinking? Like, played it up. He was in theater when he was in high school and just played it up. And my son was on like the verge of tears when like he finally started laughing, says April Fools, and tells him that it's just makeup. So I had my back to them all and I was laughing, and Casey tried to pull me in. He's like, he says, Sam, did you see this? And I was like, uh-huh. I'm not any good at that sort of stuff. So you will never get a prank from me because I cannot keep a straight face. So anyways, it is Wednesday. It is Scavenger Hunt Day. Just trying to figure out how this is going to work. But I just did my daily 30 on Mini Alice and a Dolly Dream. So let me show you. So that's where I'm at. I got about 58 stitches on it. So I think when I finish this block, I will have done 200, actually more than 200 stitches, but anyway, 200 stitches since my last scavenger hunt photo. So we're going to go ahead and call that scavenger hunt for today, and then I'll have to take a new start picture for daily 30 because it will have looked drastically different. But so I think I'm going to go ahead and finish up that. The only thing about these, because it's so hard to see and because I'm doing so few, is that I don't really want to use it for my other stuff, like my Deal or No Deal and my Frogs and Stitches and Myth and Magic. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and knock that out and then pull out the other 2 for those sorts of things. So I'm also going to work on Forever and Ever. I feel like I haven't worked on this one in forever because I didn't, Forever and Ever. I didn't work on this last week because I was focusing on Sophia and trying to get her fully finished. So this will also work on a homework for Cheryl's group. So love that double dipping. And then I did finally choose to go ahead and put Autumn Wreath on as my Scavenger Hunt third piece. So I'm gonna fill in here and start going to the outer till I get to here. So I'm gonna try and do 1 or 2 prompts on this tonight, and we'll check in and tell you how it's going. I did get my threads from 3 All Threads yesterday, and I forgot to show you, and I don't have them here now, so maybe when I do my check-in later. Other than that, I think that's it. I told you about all the stuffs this morning. All right, I'll check in later. Bye. Hey, y'all, just kidding, I'm back. Do y'all want a March recap? Because I did all the numbers last night. I got it all figured out. So, March was my worst month thus far. My total stitches for the month were 15,588. February was like 17,500 something. So definitely not my best month, but I had a lot going on. I had several days where I could not focus to stitch. So it's going to get better. This week has already felt a ton better. So, that averages out to about 502 stitches a day. Like I said, my last couple months were over 600. So you feel it when you have the better and worse times, but it's nothing to shake a finger at. I know I get a ton more stitches than a lot of people. We were actually having this discussion in Virtual Stitchers last night. I am fortunate to have a job where I'm allowed to stitch for the majority of the night when I can focus. I don't get a whole lot of stitching done at home. So if I was reliant on just stitching at home, stitching after work, things like that, I probably wouldn't even pass 5,000 stitches a month. But I'm very fortunate, and I recognize that. And I don't want anyone to feel bad that my numbers are nowhere near there. Well, you probably don't have as much time as I do. So anyways, of my, how many do I have? I think it's 36. Oh, maybe. I don't remember. Did I label it in January? Sorry, I'm gonna move y'all just a little bit. For just a second. I thought I wrote down how many. There's 38. Okay. So, I started the month with 36 projects on. Remember, this is a limited list. Why is that doing that? Sorry, gotta fix it. Okay. Of my limited list. Now, that means, you know, I have stuff in the understudy box. Overall, I have 45-ish whips. Some in the understudy box. I had 36 active on my list at the beginning of the month. What I didn't account for, well, and then this month I finished my page on Alice, so I had a page finish, and that pulled Once Upon a Time into that mix. So that puts me at 37, even though it's not a new start. So, of those, well, okay. So I started out with 37. I had 2 starts this month. One was a model stitch that I can't show you. The other was Kitty with Duck that I showed you just the other day because I always have a new start on the 29th. Excuse me. That puts me up to 39. And then I had 3 finishes. So I'm back down to 36 going forward. Because I'm keeping Minnie Alice in a Dolly Dream because she's a focus and she's Scavenger Hunt, but I'm also getting Once Upon a Time because I hit a goal and I could pull it out from the understudy box, which wouldn't be the case with most things. They would swap. Page are a little different. So then I have 36 going forward, but I worked on a total of 21 of those 39 projects. So that's not bad for a month. Sometimes when I look at my list, it doesn't feel like I worked on that many things. And then I look at this list and go, oh, I actually did pretty good. So, I'm feeling really good about Guardians being finished soon. And I've got a few other ones, and the really nice thing about my new start this last month was it was a very small start, so I don't feel like I'm adding a lot onto my plate. So those are my numbers for March. We're getting into April. We had a nice start this morning. Can't tell you how much. I think it was 600 stitches. And we'll just try and keep that momentum going. So now I'm ready to let you go, and I will check back in with you later tonight. Good evening, everybody, and welcome back. It is Thursday, April 2nd. I know you're probably going to get a little AC noise, but I can't really help that. It's too hot to turn it off. So I didn't get a chance to check in yesterday because I was trying my best to get all my scavenger hunt pieces completely done. Not done, obviously, but like each of the scavenger hunt prompts done. And I almost made it. So I'm going to quickly finish that last one up this evening before I start on my next piece. So that's why I didn't get a chance to check in, because I'm like, just a few more. And I was literally mid-stitch when my relief showed up. I was like, I gotta go. So here's what's going on. What I ended up deciding to do is, as soon as I got done with my daily 30 on Minnie, Alice, and a Dolly Dream yesterday, I decided to go ahead and knock her scavenger hunt out first. So, but when I took my scavenger hunt photo, it was probably after like the first daily 30. So there were some already stitches there. And I don't like that. Didn't like the idea of not just doing a full 200 stitches. So that's what I did. So it would actually be like 240 something stitches, but we just counted it as 200. Got one entry for it. And we've got these 3 done now. So I will pull this one out for daily 30 here in a few minutes. And put some stitches in that as quickly as I can in 30 minutes. So you will see that one again at some point. Then I moved on to Forever and Ever, since it was also a homework prompt. I wanted to try and get it knocked out. But because I needed 500 stitches for beetle toes, I decided to do 2 prompts on this one, a 300 prompt and a 200 prompt. So I actually got 2 scavenger hunts knocked out on this one yesterday. And almost the entire bird. Look at that. I just need to kind of finish up his backside there. And then we will continue on around. I think I'm going to have to move this though, because a lot of my stitches are like up in here now. I think there might be a leaf that comes somewhere. Anyway, I'll probably move it after my next getting the bird done. So, excuse me one second. My mouth is really dry. Okay. And that's one of the reasons I wasn't sure I was going to get to my 3rd piece, because I did 2 scavenger hunts on that one. But luckily I did. It was like 4 o'clock when I was finally able to pull Autumn Wreath out. And I was like, there's no way that I'm going to get 200 stitches in on this in an hour to an hour and a half. I got 187. So I just need 13 more stitches on it. So that's what it's looking like. I decided to start moving in from the outside here. My problem was I was missing a few of the colors, and I wanted to try and get bigger chunks, so that's why you see some of the stitching that you do. But I'm feeling so much better about this piece since I fixed it, and I'm really working on it for Scavenger Hunt yesterday made me feel very confident in the fact that this is the one I chose to finish out Scavenger Hunt. Obviously it's going to take a few to finish it up, but I'm feeling the drive to get it finished, and I think this will be good motivation to do that. Sometimes my pieces get lost because I have so many, and that may not as readily fit a homework. I could probably make it work, but I see something that pops in my head first and I just go with that, and then that one sits. So I think having it as a scavenger hunt piece means it won't sit as much. Okay, so after I get done with that, today is a focus day. I need to pick out a piece that I haven't worked on since We did the reset. And the one I chose was Haunted Mansion, because it's also will fit a homework piece and needs to be worked on. So if I can double duty it like that, I totally will. So this is what it looks like on the Q-snap with all my threads all over the place. I want to get that filled in, focus maybe on her this time. And I need like 400 stitches, so this would, okay, so here's the difference between tonight and homework night, is I will work on this all night. I may even try and see if I can fit it into extra credit or something like that, because I'm not going to change projects tonight. I will, other than my daily 30, it will be this one all night. That's why I have these 2 focus nights, because I like every once in a while just seeing how many stitches I could possibly get into it in one night. So this will be the one tonight, and I believe, well, no, can't be House Targaryen tomorrow because it's already been drawn. So I'm not sure what tomorrow night's will be, but we'll get there when we get there. Okay, lastly, got some Happy Nail. I told you about this yesterday and the day before, I think. But I just now got around to remembering that it was in the car. So I have to keep an eye out, make sure nobody tries to pull in. Oh, looks like there's a freebie in here. Trisha's so sweet. Like that. Okay, here's my bill. You don't need to see that. You so do not need to see that. Honey, don't look. Okay, so it says exceedingly grateful. Alphabet. Oh, I think this is the one Garrett showed too. Yes. In all things, be exceedingly grateful. And then your initials in 2020. When Garrett first read it, he saw that, he thought this said but 2020. He said, how appropriate is that? So anyways, and then the back is just the alphabet to put your own initials there. And I really like that. Those little squirrels are cute. They might be stomachs. I'm not quite sure. Okay, so I get 3 sets from Trisha. I get Classic Colorworks, Weeks Dye Works, and Gentle Arts. I considered putting a pause on this or canceling for a little bit with everything that's going on, but currently my husband and I are still working, so we've decided we're not going to make a whole lot of big changes until we need to. So we're in the W's. We got Weeping Willow, Wavy Navy. I like that name. Okay, Tangerine. Should I put it against my black shirt? Does that help? Wild Berries. It's got a little pink and red in there. Ye Old Gold. The sun is like right there and I can't do anything about that. Oh, and we're starting over. Almost Auburn. Steamed Broccoli. Sugar and Spice. And Tartan Plaid. I guess that was a back ordered one. Tennessee Red Clay. Or these started in S and then came around to A. Anyway. So I started somewhere in the middle of the alphabet, so I know there's a good chance that even once I meet up to where I started, I may keep with either Gast or Classic Colorworks, maybe both. Weeks Dye Works, I think I'll switch out for something else, just to kind of have a variety, because I don't use these ones as much. I would probably, if I had to choose between the two, keep my Gast because I get more bang for my buck. Sedona is really pretty. It's pinks and purples. Rust is brown. Shasta, kind of like a gray and gold, maybe like silver and gold. Seaweed. Now this I probably already have only because I purchased it before. Santa Cruz. Sea Glass. Seagull. Scuppernog, I know I have this one from a chart. Skinny Dip. And Sally Sunshine. The reason I went with these 3 sets is because they are the most commonly called for in patterns outside of DMC. So, cast iron skillet. Does it match my shirt? Almost. Looks like it has some gray in there. You see that? Maybe I put it on the side with the camera. I don't know. Yeah. Tell my shirt's not faded. Okay. Celery. Chalk, which is B5200. Cherry wine. Cindermill brown. Claret. Clover. Why is clover pink? That throws off everything I've ever thought of. Copper. See, that kind of fits. Coppery. Cornflower. Makes sense. Blue. And coral reef. See, clover doesn't make any sense, right? Anyway. So, whenever I pull a pattern, I will first pull out these rings and be like, okay, do I have any of these colors because I've gotten them in a nest egg? And then after that, I will either substitute out DMC if I feel like it works okay like that. Or if the chart looks like it has a lot of variegation, I may go ahead and order what I need, or go to like my Victorian mottos or one of those that aren't as called for. So that's why I decided to start with these three since they're the most called for. Okay, I am done rambling on. I need to get to my daily 30 so I can finish up those few stitches on Autumn Wreath and then Haunted Mansion for the rest of the night. So I will check in with y'all here in a little while. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back. I did this all wrong today, so let me sit back here. It's freezing. My heater is not working. It's like 51 degrees outside. So yeah. Okay, so I have to make this short and sweet. I forgot to check in this morning. Wasn't because I couldn't, was simply because I forgot. So I put 700 stitches into Haunted Mansion. This room is pretty much completely done. I mean, that will continue on over to here. I was trying to decide. She is a block too short. And I didn't know if I wanted to make this straight across like it's supposed to be and make him a block too short, or if I was going to like catty corner it. So then this one would start like one stitch down. But I figured just one stitch is going to make it really look funky. So we're going to go across. Drax's going to lose a little leg. So that is how far I got. And I really like it. And that sign is annoying. Anyway, and I'm not, no, it's not in focus. Okay, so I'm about to take this one off the Q-snaps. Tonight is another night where I will work on something that has not been worked on yet this month. I'm done with my Magical Stitches homework. I'm almost done with Daily 30, except I need House Targaryen, but I can't work on it tonight because it's been worked on this month. So I went ahead and looked at Cheryl's next week's homework, and one of the things I was able to one second. One of the things I was able to decide that I needed to stitch on was Fall Pumpkin from Alessandra Adelaide. So one of the prompts, it's Easter week, and one of the prompts is shaped like an Easter egg, and this pumpkin is a little egg shaped in that it's longer than it is. It's not round. It's not shorter on one side than the other like an egg, but close enough. And there's some even filigree in there that's a little reminiscent of eggs. So I'm going to be working on this one. I forgot what my goal on this one is. I think it might be project half done, which obviously I still have a ways to go, but I love the way it's turning out. And remember, this was charted on black fabric with like oranges. I changed it out to be on the bright orange. This is Pele's Fire by Under the Sea Fabrics. Man, my stomach. And it's in blacks and grays and a little green. So, all right, I'm going to get that on the Q-snap and be working on it all night. Let's see how many stitches I can get into it. I got Fabric of the Month from Misty, at Mystic Hand-Dyed Fabrics on Facebook. And I haven't even opened it yet. I mean, I have, but I haven't. Okay, this is a 32 count Lagana in Adobe. So it looks like a subtle orangey brown color. Very similar to an Adobe, you know, dark sand. Ooh, it smells so good. It's coming out paler than it is. Slightly less orange, but it is what it is. So I got that today. I think I'm only expecting one more package until my next set of packages. So I'm not buying a whole lot anymore. So that's it, and I will check in with y'all later. Good evening, everybody, and welcome back. It is Sunday, April 5th. I know I didn't check in last night. I had like the laziest day yesterday. I could not. First I slept till my husband's alarm went off at 4 o'clock. Because that's what I do on my, well, pretty much every day. But I definitely on my first day after a week worth of work. So I slept all day and then I got up and I had no giddy up and go. Just none. I was wiped. For no particular reason. It's not like my job's exhausting or anything like that. It was just one of those days. And so I came and I sat down on the couch and I was watching TV with Lexi and piddling around. I wasn't even stitching. And then my mother-in-law called. No, I'm sorry. The kids weren't here at first. They were at my sister-in-law's. My mother-in-law called and said that she was bringing dinner in. Did I want to come eat? And I said yes. So we went over there and we had dinner. And I know there are some people that are going to judge me because the whole COVID thing. First of all, our family, one, my kids have to go over there anyway. That's their babysitter because my husband and I are still working. Two, my in-laws are taking just as many protocols as we are, so we know that they're safe. And three, we don't have any cases in our immediate area yet. So anyway, we went over there, we had dinner, then we came home, the kids were with me, and Lexi and I watched some TV while the other kids played, and I didn't get any stitching done. Then I was just, finally I did get some stitching in, but it was way later in the night. So I just wasn't feeling it. So I did do some stitching on my Alice in a Dolly Dream, just the daily 30, so you could just see where there's a few stitches filled in there. And my focus on Saturday nights is either Miss Ladybug or Dashway. And because I let semi-sane people choose my whip this week, it was Dashaway. So we got all of Rudolph done. I just had a few little stragglers in there. I didn't have hardly anything. So I finished all of Rudolph and we began on Blitzen. So once Blitzen is finished, then there's like a little neighborhood down here and it'll be all done. So we're getting there. We're getting good progress every time we pull it out. So for Choose My Whip this week, I had a different plan. What was my plan? I said it on the homework video and I cannot even remember. Oh, choose which of my whips is closest to a finish. So I think it's going to be Guardians versus Foxview, because those are my two closest to a finish right now. So if you're part of semi-sane, go and vote. I will put it up here in just a little bit. And so then tonight, of course, is Hayden night. So I'm going to do daily 30 on Mini Alice in a Dolly Dream. And then I'm going to pull out, I'll go ahead and show you because it's right here, Once Upon a Fairy Tale, and work on it. So that is the end of the vlog for this week. I am so glad it went so well. I only missed a little bit in there. And I hope to see y'all next week. Thank you all for stopping by every week, or if you're new here, welcome. Thank you for liking, subscribing, commenting, whatever it is you do to make sure that I know that you're here is much appreciated. So that is it, and I will see y'all next week.